Hello and welcome. If you're new here, my name is EMPERIA and this is EMPERIA Tarot. If you're returning, welcome back. It's very good to see you and I hope that you're doing well. This reading is going to be focused on love and relationships specifically, okay? So we're going to be looking at a situation and a dynamic between you and somebody else on your mind or who is influencing your energy at this time. We're first going to look at somebody in your energy. There will be an extended on this reading. We're going to look at the general energy first and you and another person. And then later on, at the end of this reading, we're going to jump over onto Patreon and we're going to look at the specifics of a situation between you two, including some advice. And we're going to look further into how they feel about you in the extended with the tarot, okay? And we've got the Queen of Wands for them. So they could be a fire sign. They don't have to be. They could also be embodying the qualities of a fire energy. So they could be very actionable right now. They could be very passionate, very fiery. This person could be someone who is taking action towards you or who is expressing more heated emotions towards you or an interest in you. Gender doesn't matter, even though it's the Queen of Wands. I am picking up on some feminine energy here, but this can also be a man that is connected to his feminine side or his feminine energies. Okay, but the Queen of Wands, this is more about what the Queen of Wands embodies as an archetype, this person. For this person, okay, so the Queen of Wands is someone who is very sure of themselves. So I feel like this person may have a very strong identity. They're very good at manifesting what they want into their life. They're also a very magnetic person, so they could be very, very attractive. They could have a lot of eyes on them. I also feel like they inspire people because I'm looking at this card and you can see this fiery ring that she is looking through with the crown on her head, and on top of this fiery ring is like a candle flame. So I feel like this candle flame, this person could be a public speaker or they could be in the public eye. I feel like they inspire others or they motivate others in some way. So this is the energy of another person around you. Okay, now we're going to look at you and what archetype you're embodying right now. Oh, you're embodying the devil. So you're a bit devilish right now. Okay. Maybe this person even views you as a little devilish. There could be some possible codependency here, or maybe some heavy fantasizing or heavy attachment. Some of you could also be dealing with some possible attachments to unhealthy habits, or you're going through this transition period right now where you are trying to change something within you or within your life. So there could be some type of unhealthy dynamic that you are currently experiencing within your life, okay? I'm looking at both of these fiery circles here. Both of these cards are very fiery. So you and this other person could both be a fire sign, or you could just be displaying the qualities of a fiery energy. So maybe you are spending a lot of time focusing on materialistic things or focusing on pleasure or maybe overindulging a little too much. I'm picking up on some of that energy here for some of you. But I'm also seeing this fiery ring in both cards, so I feel like you're both connected in some way. So you could have these thoughts about each other, or this could be mutual, okay? All right, let's look more into this, shall we? I feel like a few of you could be going through like your villain era. I'm also picking up on this type of energy. This devil energy is, for some of you, it can actually be a good thing to embody at this time. So I feel like for some of you, you may have come out of a time where you were possibly very passive. Maybe you were people pleasing a lot. Maybe you were taken advantage of. Maybe you weren't very confident. Whatever this energy was, I feel like you've come out of it. I feel a very strong sense of confidence. So I'm also getting this other side of the devil energy here about confidence. And I feel like it's matching this Queen of Wands confidence. So I feel like you and this other person, not only are you both very passionate, but I feel like you both are very possibly ambitious and also confident. So I'm picking up on like a power couple or a powerful union, even if it isn't romantic. It's a powerful union that can really take you both places. Okay, possibly even in work or career or some sort of project or idea. But I feel like there's also a warning here to be careful that your passion do not override your judgment or cloud your judgment, make you act rashly, cause you to be in denial or to even live inside of a delusion. So I am seeing some of you getting a little too lost in fantasy and imagination, and you may have to pull out of this just ever so slightly to see the reality of this situation a little bit more, to be a little more balanced in your nervous system and in your expectations, okay? Because this kind of energy could possibly manifest in some unhealthy ways or some ways that you did not expect or you do not want. So that's just a warning there for some. I'm just going to get an animal archetype as well, just see an animal message here. So this Queen of Wands in your energy has the electric eel spirit. Bring your ideas to life. So I feel like this person that you're connecting with or who is in your energy is a creative person. This person has a creative spirit, okay? This person is connected to you, however, in some way, whether they are currently in your life or not. This could be somebody in the future, or this could be someone you are also energetically connected to, okay? This electric eel spirit too, this person is very electric. But just like the eel, you don't necessarily want to touch it. Maybe it's something that you will like to look at and observe, but not necessarily touch because you can get electrocuted. So I feel like this is a part of this person where they can be very electric, very magnetic, but they're careful about who they let close to them, if you get what I mean. They're also very protective of their creative nature and their creative pursuits. So I feel like they could also be in the public eye, and they might really like to keep their private life very private, okay? So it's also possible that this person is in your energy, but they have not made themselves known to you yet. So this could also be someone who is coming in towards you. You could also be a creative, okay? You may have very different ways of creating or very different outlets of creation. I pick up a darker energy from you and a more like external extroverted energy from them, but in a controlled way. Yours is more restraint, like emotional restraint, but very intense. I feel like your energy can be very intense. I feel like this is something that this Queen of Wands is going to be very attracted to. I'm just going to see what yours is here. This is giving me dark fantasy vibes. So we had 3 come out for you. I'm just going to briefly talk about them. So the first one was the wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. So with this devil energy, turn knowledge into wisdom. You could have a significant amount of knowledge around something specific. I feel like sometimes you can lead more with the head rather than the heart, and I feel like there is a need to combine these, okay, and lead from also a place of wisdom and not just knowledge or intellectual energy. We also had the crow spirit, co-create with spirit, so I am sensing that you can balance this devil energy by connecting to your intuition and connecting to your empathy, okay? We also have the groundhog spirit, time to let go. So yeah, I was picking up on a little bit of codependency here, so I feel like there could be something in your past or current or something in your present that you may be very attached to, or you may be having a very difficult time letting go of. It could even be someone from your past or someone that you are trying to move away from. It doesn't have to be an ex, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It could also be an unhealthy friendship dynamic, an unhealthy friendship group. It could even be a controlling dynamic with a family member or some kind of family situation. Apply it to your own situation. So that's what I'm seeing for that. I also want to get one of these. Okay, so if you're a long-term watcher of me, and hold on, I'll just show you. I dealed these. Right here, you can see I dealed these and split them. This is your person's pack. This is your pack. And I just pulled from the top of your person's pack and I had the key. Okay, so the key has come out for 3 weeks in a row. And I do know that I've had a couple of messages from a few of you about this key, and specifically this has to do with your own inner transformation and also connected to relationships in your life. So I feel like this is almost like a clarifier of all the past readings. So it's becoming very specific and it's elaborating more on this key energy. I feel like this person has something to do with your key. Okay, this could even be someone that you are manifesting in or who has manifested you. Okay, this is also, so this person is part of the next phase of your life. I also feel like for some of you, if this is relating to past energy at all, then there was somebody in your life that is no longer there. So something has ended with somebody in your life specifically, at least within the last year. And I do feel like for most of you, it's romantic. So it could be an ex, or it could be an unhealthy dynamic. And even if you're in a dynamic right now, if you've met someone or you're with someone, this person is involved in the next phase of your life. Okay, so they're very important to the next part of your journey, the next part of your path. And because the key is now coming out specifically with this Queen of Wands that represents the person in your energy, that's very significant. So let's just get yours. And you had the Magician. So I feel like you could have possibly manifested this person towards you, even if you weren't trying to. So you're manifesting the manifester. So I feel like you're both very... So this shows me that you're both very drawn to each other. Even if you're not aware of each other, you're very drawn to each other's energy. So something is connecting you both right now. I also see you both here with crowns. So I feel like there's a possibility that both of you could be in the public eye, or you could just be... You could have some very important role in life, even if it's not like a job. Even if it's not like a job type of role, it could just be a role in life of any kind, even outside of working situations or outside of wealth situations. I feel like you both play a very important role in some way. Be very in touch, very in tune, knowledgeable people. So, you or the other person could have very specialized knowledge. All right, very creative knowledge, because I am picking up on a lot of creative energy here. And I feel like you have the potential to work with like, you could even be more like you could be a spell worker as well. You could work with darker magic, or you could work with transmuting energy. Something like this I'm picking up on here, because I'm also looking at the crow spirit. Co-create with spirit. So I feel like you may do something very spiritual, or you may be connected to something very spiritual that is significant in your life. You could also be doing spell work to bring somebody into your life. And when I say spell work, it could just simply be that you have this intention to bring someone into your life who really suits you, who really matches with you well. And I'm seeing this Queen of Wands matching you really well, okay? I have two love message decks here. One is focused more on someone you are not necessarily with. This is this one here. Someone you are not necessarily with, but which reflects their thoughts or their feelings towards you, or you them, okay? So this is your divine feminine or your divine masculine here. And these are more focused on past relationships or someone you are not in contact with. I'm going to pull a few of these. No one else makes me feel the way that you do, but I'll take it to the grave before I tell you. That resonates with this energy so much. I feel like this person, it can be quite guarded, this Queen of Wands, even though they can be also so expressive and open and creative. I feel like they're very private, so I feel like they do something where they either get a lot of attention, because the Queen of Wands can also be someone who is very magnetic, very popular, very interesting. They can be artists, they can be actors, they can be singers. So I feel like they have some sort of connection with you, so they must be aware of you, at least. And they don't want to tell you that they find you intriguing, or whatever this might be. So there's that. And then we have this connection bores me to death. I need something more exciting. So it's possible that this person could be with someone at the moment when you're seeing this, or they could be moving on from somebody. I feel like the person that they may have dealt with, or they may be dealing with right now, if this is true for them, it could be someone who does not align with them. Okay, they could be very different people. It's not necessarily that this person bores them, like in the literal sense, but it could be that maybe there are a lot of arguments, or maybe they just don't connect and align and agree on many things. So they're starting to realize that this connection is not what they originally thought it was. So I feel like there's something that this person needs to clear out of their energy. I'm just going to get a few for you because I feel like you could have had somebody in the past connected to you that you... Oh, I had another one here. I feel unbalanced and uneasy. I don't know what to do to fix it. Yeah, so this person is going through something at the moment. So they may not be ready to reach out or connect with you right now, or it may not be the right time. We also got to think of you at night when the world is asleep and my mind is awake. And I wasn't going to take this one, but it fell out. So this person is aware of you in some way, okay? This could also be someone you have a little bit of a complicated situation with. Like a secret admirer that's gotten a bit too close, or even someone from your past returning. I am afraid that your feelings for me are not mutual, and I'm getting this from your side. But this could be the other side as well. But I feel like someone in this dynamic feels like the other person would never feel the same. Or like it couldn't be possible, but I'm seeing that that isn't true. So there is some sort of mutual awareness, at least energetically. And I cannot give you what you want or deserve, I'm sorry. So you may also not be ready at this time. I wish I could take back my words. So for those of you who have been in like physical contact with this person or emotional contact, there was some words exchanged that someone wished they could take back for some reason. I'm gonna get one more. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. So someone really changed someone in this dynamic. For those of you who have been in contact with this person, someone has had a very deeply profound spiritual effect on the other. Even if you're not in contact right now, I feel like the situation just needs time because someone is going through some sort of change. And I feel like someone is also feeling a little bit of regret. So that's specific to some. I'm starting to understand our connection was on the bottom. I'm just going to have a look because I'm so curious about what's going on in your shadows. Let's see this person's shadow, especially the electric eel spirit here. So I do feel like this person really likes to keep their life private, and they like to separate their life in categories. So work is work, personal life is personal life. And they also had the electric eel, so they can be a little defensive. They got ego, so, well, they are coming out as like a very fiery, passionate person, so they could at times get very stuck in their ego. They could also kind of at times live through a mask. It says, beyond the facade of ego lies the depth of true character. So if you knew this person, then I feel like you may have seen a side of them that they don't show very often. Or they're aware of you, or they know of you in some way, and they like your character. They feel understood by you. Okay. So I feel like the reason why they feel very drawn to you is because you allow them to remove their mask and feel vulnerable. We also had regret. The past cannot be changed, but the future is still in your hands. So yeah, for some of you, you have a strong energetic connection, and there's something that is meant to be more, but they don't fully understand it. And also someone regrets something here. So that's for somebody. And we had distrust on the bottom, so that could have something to do with this very guarded energy. This can be you or this other person. Let's see what's in your shadow. But there's something that they have regrets about that impacts them or affects them. It could even have to do with somebody else that they had in their past. But what about you? When you're showing up as the devil archetype. And like I said, I see both good and more negative things here with this devil energy. One of them being that you're more confident now. You have some rejection sensitivity. Through the sting of being left out, we discover our own inner worth. Yeah, I was picking some of this energy up from you. You have rejection sensitivity, or you have been rejected in the past. So you may be very wary about reaching out to others. I don't feel like you're a chaser anymore. You don't chase connections. You don't chase people. But that can also leave you sometimes feeling very isolated, because sometimes you can be more guarded than is good for you. So you end up living more in your head than in the external world. So your mind is trying to project what you want inside outward, but you're very resistant to it because you have this rejection wound or rejection sensitivity, hence your villain era, devil energy. So I'm feeling like you are existing more within your shadow at this time, and maybe this is something that needs to be healed before you can truly align with this person who is in your energy. So you could be mutually aware of each other for a while. But we're going to look more into that. You also had apathy, so I feel like you numbed out over something. Ignite your passion. It's the antidote to indifference. Yeah, you could be feeling a little numb to life, a little apathetic to life. I feel like you need to get your spark back. You need to get your sun back, your passion. I feel like you have a lot of passion, but you could be disconnected to something at the moment. And I feel like there's a need for you to be honest with yourself. You need to say what you're feeling and what you're thinking out loud. Not be ashamed of it or push it down. I feel like you really need to say it. Okay? Whatever it might be. I'm just going to get some synchronicity cards. And then I think we're going to jump into the tarot. I'm just going to get some synchronicity cards. I also have 2 extra oracle cards here. I just seen messages here, so there could be messages exchanged or messages coming up. It didn't quite fall out though, so it could be delayed. This is just extra synchronicities. Okay. You don't need these synchronicities if you're already resonating with this, but it can just help. So I'm seeing date night. Get ready to be wined and dined. So I feel like there is some sort of action that's going to be taken here, and it's going to connect you to, I feel like you're going to have some sort of interaction. Oh, someone is going to confess something. So there is going to be some sort of communication or indication. Could even be, yeah, manifest. Here it is again. Tell the universe exactly what you want. So you're manifesting each other, or the other person is manifesting the other. So I would get a lot of clarity right now on the direction you're going in your life. And I would also try to really understand any of your patterns that you have right now, especially if you are living in your head too much or you are living too much in fantasy. I would balance that, okay? I feel like this energy is trying to come in. It's coming in. I'm also seeing give it time on the bottom. So everything in divine timing. I don't feel like this should be rushed at all. I feel like it needs to happen in the right time. I feel like there's different timelines it can happen. And I feel like if it comes in very rushed, or it comes in as manifested when you're not in a good mindset, or you're not where you want to be, or anything like that, I'm just feeling this, okay? So I have to say it. Then it could come in a different kind of way that is not as appealing, or it's not as healthy. So just take your time with this. Don't hyperfixate on, if you are open to love, or you are feeling lonely, just be careful of losing yourself in fantasy or hyperfixating on love. I feel like you need to connect to yourself and what you're passionate about, because what you're passionate about is going to really draw in this Queen of Wands. I'm seeing a connection there with that, okay? And there's something that you need to let go of. All right, and on the bottom of this card here, we had in 11 days. So something could be happening in 11 days. The card says a cycle completes. What you plant now will show its first signs in just over a week and a half, so begin. So I feel like there's something that you need to be consistent with, and you need to begin. So if there's anything you've been meaning to start, I would start it now, okay? I feel like that's going to bring in this energy a lot faster for you in a good way. But there is some sort of cycle that has ended or is trying to end. That could also be why you're in the devil energy. You could still be struggling to let something go, okay? But something needs to grow. Something is trying to grow. So be consistent. Focus on the seeds. Focus on planting new seeds, new growth, okay? Because there's something that is trying to peek through the soil. So you're in a very sensitive time right now, okay? Very sensitive time. Before I did this reading, the reason why I wanted to focus on doing a relationship love reading, I don't always do them in this type of format, but I felt called to it. I feel like the collective, I felt it within myself as well, but this desire, or almost like this longing energy for deeper, richer connections, like depth. Like not surface level, not mundane fixations. Not that there's anything wrong with these things. It's just I'm feeling like disconnection in the collective, like this longing, this loneliness. And I feel like for a lot of people, it's come out of nowhere and it's hit really hard. It could even be bringing up old memories. It could be bringing up old connections or even older interests from the past, or not even people. It could just be things that you were interested in the past in doing, things that you were passionate about. So I feel like we're currently in this time where our passions are highlighted, our deeper feelings are highlighted, our relationships are highlighted, and we're being asked to explore and heal these things within our life and within our connections, okay? I feel like that's where this longing and this loneliness may be coming from, because we are being asked to explore our relationships in more depth and to also seek out depth within our connections and in new connections, okay? If depth is what you want, then focus on that and focus on expressing that through yourself and what you do as well. On the dawn of a workday was also here on the bottom, underneath the seedling. And it says the solution will come not in forced effort, but in the fresh, uncluttered mind of a Monday morning. That's beautiful. That's beautiful energy. There's a lot of growth for you. There's plants in both of these images, and there's also like a sun peeking through. You can see the sun in both of these cards. Unclutter your mind, get clarity, get very clear on where you're going and what you want. There could also be something here. This could be an extra synchronicity, but it has to do with a Monday morning. All right, I'm just going to look at this reading. This reading ended up being very, very long. We're just going to have a quick look at the situation. What is the specific situation between these two? Page of Pentacles. Something is still incubating. We also got the Five of Swords. So there's something that wants to come in for you. It's very clear. Some sort of offer, some sort of conversation, even an opportunity, but it's still incubating, which is confirmed by the seedling here, that it's not quite ready, but there's something that you need to focus on in order for it to grow. I feel like that's what's bringing in your connections as well. Connecting to what you're passionate about is going to bring in the connections that align with this new phase of you. And we also have the Five of Swords here, and the Five of Swords can represent conflict where no one wins, where everyone feels defeated. Even the one who has won they may feel very glorious in the moment, but it was usually done by very unfair or unjust means. But in this specific card in this deck, that could be the case. The reason why I explained that from the traditional Rider-Waite is possibly because that can connect with some of you. But the Five of Swords here, this person is kind of walking out of this battlefield. And there's a dawn of a new day here, and she's walking out into the water. She's going to purify and cleanse herself. She's done with this battle. She doesn't want anything else to do with this battle. So I feel like this has a lot to do with the letting go energy. And if there is any sort of drama currently in your life, or there's anything that you're resisting leaving, it may be time, okay? It may be time. So only you will know what this means. But we're going to explore this now in the extended. We're also going to just look quickly at these other two messages. Within the hour, the resolution is imminent. Stay present and attentive. The next interaction or observation holds the key. Oh my God, this gives me chills. This officially gives me chills. Look at this. The key here. The resolution is imminent. Stay present and attentive. The next interaction or observation holds the key. Oh my Lord. So you are going to have some sort of interaction. I feel like there's something that's going to be said or something that is going to happen, even if it doesn't directly involve this person right away. It's going to really move you forward in some sort of direction, or it's going to give you an epiphany. Could even be the moment when you start to feel something more deeply for somebody. Tomorrow's first thought. The clarity you seek will greet you upon waking. Let go of the problem tonight and invite the answer in your sleep. So you could also be dreaming about this person, or you could be having dreams that are trying to give you deeper information into this connection. So sometimes with our dreams, they're trying to help us through a problem. It's your deeper conscious trying to come forward and trying to solve a problem that is maybe suppressed or is being ignored. But there's a lot of mystery around dreams. We don't know everything about dreams. You know, sometimes dreams can be very prophetic, you know, especially if you are someone who has a heightened sensitivity. You could have dreams and then you could get deja vu about these dreams, or you could experience something in real life that was very close to that dream. I feel like you should pay attention to your dreams, maybe even keep a dream journal. All right, because there could be something to do with this connection or your new path or this key that is within your dreams and it's trying to tell you something. It could even hold answers to what you should do right now and how to move away from anything that you're trying to detach from, okay? All right, we're now going to move into the tarot in the extended, so you can join me over there if you're interested in learning more. If not, and this is where we part, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you for your support. Subscribe to the channel if this resonates with you. Check out the channel description if it resonates with you, then you will vibe with me and you will vibe with this channel and the very unique community that is building here. Take very good care of yourself. Bye for now.